Can you hear me, Yana?
Yeah, the echo's gone now.
Okay, perfect. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We hope that you were adequately stuffed.
I just know you laughed when you wrote this title. I know you laughed. Like, I know while you were writing it, you had a good laugh. Like, I just know it.
You know that meme when you know it when, when Oprah when you say were you silent or were you silent? So were you stuffing or were you stuffed? But remember, there could be people in the room listening anonymously. We don't know if they're kids or anything, so we want to make sure we stay on track and not get off rails too early in the episode. So we appreciate you all, as always, for listening and tuning in today. We are coming off of. I think we're going into a period where we'll see some better matchups. We did experience some. We have cried and screamed all season long to have more competitive matchups. Some people rose up to the occasion, others have faltered and fallen by the wayside. But we did see some good games last week during Feast Week. So we're going to go ahead and get started right and jump right into it. What were some of your favorite matchups last week?
Um, any of the ranked ones, to be honest. Notre Dame games were pretty good and shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Duke, I enjoyed. Oh, Duke and Oklahoma. That was a
Oh yes.
what? That ending, like Duke and Oklahoma was a wild one. Who else? West Virginia and Texas, like the last 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
turned into a pretty good match. Those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head right now. But I think if I had to pick a favorite, Duke and Oklahoma might have been my favorite one.
Yeah.
That one was crazy. They were lighting it up.
Yeah. Some of the matchups, for those who have a hard time remembering, some of the matchups we saw last week. UConn faced Ole Miss. LSU faced North Carolina State. There were a lot of tournaments, some in Vegas, some in Florida, some in the water. South Carolina and Iowa State went head to head down there in Florida. Texas and West Virginia, as just mentioned. Notre Dame had, a tough week. So there were definitely some good matchups. Nobody was really playing ITT Techs or anything like that. We had some really, pound for pound matchups. So, Lo, what about you? What were some of your favorites from last week?
Um, I would say, uh, uh, I guess Duke and Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but stylistically, Oklahoma's not my favorite to watch. But I guess that was a good game. Um, I would say Notre Dame and probably TCU because that was just crazy. Notre Dame was cooking and then they just stopped. Um,
It was very abrupt. It was very
yeah,
abrupt.
and I know like it's just I know a guy, and he's a fan of TCU's coach. I can't call his name right now, so
Mark
I
Campbell.
know that's his guy. But he said, I think Notre Dame just got fatigued, and I just would have to disagree, and I think it showed in the next game as well. I think their offense. I don't. I know, like it's funny because we keep having this conversation about a certain really good guard being tamed or being like hemmed up in a sense, so don't need to let her off a leash or whatever. And I think what we're seeing is how some of these really good guards are doing too much, and it's wreaking havoc and it's messing everything up. So just to see those two things happen simultaneously in the conversations and how they shift around them are pretty interesting. But I would have to say that Notre Dame and TCU game because out of nowhere, TCU just, I mean, it was like the end of the fourth quarter. TCU just started hitting everything. Like they just came alive. So I would say that game.
Okay. All right. And after we all saw South Carolina be defeated by UCLA, last well um last week Sunday. They kind of bounced back to the tune. I think what halftime was maybe 37-3, or maybe about the three. How much? What was their score
Nah,
at
they
halftime?
scored. I think it was 9. I think they scored 9.
Okay, so it was a substantial increase. They came out looked like a different squad altogether. I think that that typically happens when you see like those types of teams be defeated. There, we always say pray for their next opponent because that usually happens. Like when you get embarrassed, you want to come and whoop everybody's ass. So we saw that. What were some of those? What were some of the moments during that game that you enjoyed?
Child, I don't even remember, to be honest, but I will say, Sanaya did a really good job on Audie.
Yes.
She's looked a lot better. She's on the uptick. Ashley did really well on her too.
Yeah, so
Um,
Naya had two really good games in Florida.
yeah, child, I don't even remember. They just was playing just so much better. That's why I don't think Notre Dame is down and out, but I think they better find it quick, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yeah, I don't remember. They just look like themselves again. The defense was better. Yeah, I don't remember what happened. Who went off in that game?
I don't. I
It
think
was
so. The
balanced.
first,
It was
yeah, it
pretty
was.
And
balanced.
Yeah, it was very balanced.
I think that's the key
But
for South Carolina is to continue being balanced like that. That's how I think they'll be they'll continue to be
Like,
really
because I
good.
think in the Purdue game, it was definitely Sanaya and her effort on Adi, and then I think Breezy had a better Purdue game, but then obviously everyone is now seeing who this amazing freshman point guard is off the bench,
yeah,
and
Maddie is
Maddie
in a
McDaniel.
bright spot.
Ravens shot has been fought. Ravens defense has always been defensing this season, but maybe hey, she's turning the leaf in regards to her shot. Her shot has fallen. Everybody just looks happy, and obviously Malaysia was Malaysia, especially in the Purdue game. So Pow Pow. Pow Pow, I think, led the the Iowa State game because I remember like this foul she got that was going to halftime or something, or going to a commercial break that like kind of really energized them. So, yeah,
I mean,
it.
they all really just took turns though. Like it really was balanced because it started out with like Chloe. Chloe was getting a bunch of and ones,
Mm-hmm,
and then you know, Powell knocked down some shots. Lay came in and went to work.
mm-hmm.
Um, Joyce came in
Oh
and
yes,
defended well.
yes.
She finished this weekend finally with she got like 2 double doubles,
Mm-hmm.
which she hasn't gotten a double double since the preseason matchups. But she's back on track with getting double doubles now. I mean, South Carolina, like you said, they just look like a team that kind of got punched in the mouth and they turned it up. Like it was
Yeah,
like, oh shit, okay.
this is not who we are.
Um, Cause my biggest gripe with them throughout the season, cause I knew the offense was gonna take some time, and I think they still have some things to work out offensively, but to me their biggest issue was everybody being locked in defensively. I thought defensively they needed to be better, and this past week they were locked in from the jump, starting unit, moving guards, fighting around screens, post players, helping. You could tell they were talking more on defense too because the rotations were better.
You can hear it
So
too coming through the TV.
yeah, I just think they were just more locked in than they have been.
Okay,
I
and
also think Chloe also does a really good job of starting us off every game. I feel like. And
Yeah.
then when my 803 girlies come in, they wreak havoc and turn shit up. Like I think that's another plus for South Carolina using the depth because it was just Joyce, Malaysia, and Ashlyn, but she's been throwing Maddie in there with them, and they come in just playing a lot. Now I want to say wow, but like the like your little sister just wide open. They be wide the fuck open, and sometimes it leads to maybe some turnovers, but you just take that with some groups. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think it's just a perfect balance, and
the
I
big
think,
sisters to open it up, and then all
uh
right,
huh,
y'all gonna do your
The
thing.
crash out.
Yeah.
yes,
Crash out crew.
and I like it because, in my opinion, you'll need. certain things, different games. So
Mm-hmm.
just giving both groups the opportunity to really gel and kind of come into their form, plugging some of them in. It's just, I think it works. I hope she continues that. And they're better when they run. That whole trying to set up, and I don't like it. You don't have a really, really big dominant big. I don't think it worked a lot of times even with Camilla. So I think I just like when we getting out there and running, and I think that's what the second group brings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so we've talked about
Can
the
I just say also that Iowa State is not a bad team, right? Like, the goalposts are always moving in women's basketball for certain teams and certain players. Iowa State is a good team. I think they ran into a team that was coming off of a bad loss, a really great team that's coming off of a bad loss that had something to prove. But Iowa State is a good team. Iowa State is going to be in the running for the Big 12. Like, this idea that, like, people after that game being like, Iowa State's not really that good. They probably shouldn't even be ranked. Come on. Like, let's be for real. Like, come on.
yeah,
Don't do
exactly.
that.
And then so a coach who, oh, excuse me, my bad. I'm just now seeing a coach who has been on a lot of people's hot seat list for quite
Wait,
some time.
wait, B, do you see Dolores and Shay in the chat? I mean, in here?
Yeah, yeah, it should be coming up
Okay.
now. My bad, I had walked away. But a coach who was on a lot of people's hot seat list, excuse me, were able to pick up two big wins last week against Kansas State and Oklahoma, and Duke. That's Coach Martin Luther Cara down there in good old Durham, North Carolina. They did what they needed to do in Las Vegas during that particular tournament, and they also faced a really good Columbia team as well. So their next matchup is in Columbia for the ACC SEC Challenge versus South Carolina. And what do we like from Duke? What do we like that we've seen in those games? I know we talked about the wild Duke versus Oklahoma game. We had some buzzer beaters, some overtimes, and things like that. What do we like from that squad?
I think now their ability to score, I wouldn't say defense based off of that particular game because clearly if everybody got damn near 100 points, then the defense not, you know. But I think now they just have they're scoring a lot better. Reagan Richardson is really good. Ashley Jackson is really good. Jaden Donovan is like an anchor for them. She might not like always score a lot, but she's just an anchor for them. And Toby doing her thing. They got one other girl that's pretty good. I can't call her name though.
Either Wood or the guard. The O
No,
starts with an O.
thought they got another girl too. Let me look it up. I'll let you know.
So going into, I think that's probably one of the more out of the matchups this week. We're going to have uh, Texas and Notre Dame is a good one. South Carolina versus Duke is a good one. So like this week, the SEC ACC Challenge is really good. So we have Oklahoma at Louisville, Kentucky at North Carolina, Texas at Notre Dame, Ole Miss at North Carolina State, Duke at South Carolina, and Stanford at LSU. What are your games to watch? Give me two of your, I guess,
There's
most anticipated
I know the
games.
game I'm not watching. Ole Miss and NC State.
I
yeah.
don't know. NC State to me, I think they do not get that coach enough hell. I'm sorry. He got them girls looking any kind of way. But the thing about them is it'll be one random goddamn day because they had the talent. That's why it's so pathetic. It'll be one goddamn day that they'll turn up. So it's hard for me to ever be like, no, no. You know, like, that's not going to be great. But then when you got defense like Ole Miss's and not a lot of discipline on, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's can you hear me?
Yes.
It's three games I'm looking at that are not the teams are not ranked. I think those will probably be the tellers of how good either conference is. Um there's a undefeated Mississippi State team versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech just got a really big win, so I'm excited for that one. Tennessee hasn't really been tested yet. They'll play Florida State. And then Vanderbilt, who's a team I think is prepared to make more noise this year, plays Miami. All those games are tomorrow, so I know everybody's going to be focused on the big matchups, but I'm excited to see those because I think those will be a little bit more in the trenches, play style wise. So I'm excited for those. But in terms of big matchups, I personally don't think the South Carolina Duke game will be the game that everybody's trying to make it. I think Maryland played Duke early in the season, and although the final score was only like a 5-point win, Maryland was in control the entire game, and it was because they won the battle in the post. And I think that's where South Carolina actually will do well against Duke. Is although we don't have Camilla, we've got a litany of bigs that
Come on, Litany.
Duke does not match up well with. I think the reason why the Oklahoma Duke game ended up being what it was because although Beers is a matchup nightmare, she's a matchup nightmare against herself as well, a lot of the times, based on the way that her team plays. And the refs were calling a lot of fouls, that I didn't really think favored her. Anytime she kind of made a move, they called an offensive foul. And that's just because Duke doesn't have big post players. I think South Carolina matches them very much player for player, and then there's more depth. So, when they are bringing Toby on, Toby is used to being the matchup nightmare against other teams because nobody has a player like her in the second unit. Well, Ashton Watkins is going to be Toby's matchup in this game. That don't look too good. You'll be able to bring on Lay. Like, I think South Carolina's second unit is the cheat code for this matchup. So I just think South Carolina will more than likely win the boards, and I don't expect Duke to stay as hot as they've been from the perimeter or from the 3-point because of the pressure that South Carolina puts on. The matchup that I do think will be really good is the Duke Notre Dame matchup because Notre Dame's gonna be pissed.
Wait, who
They,
Notre Dame? He said Duke.
I mean, not Duke, Texas Notre Dame,
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
because Notre
yeah.
Dame's going to be pissed. Like, you come from losing 2 games. Now, them being pissed is also going to mean they're going to be out there playing Summer Jam, Def Jam, Hoops 2024. But that's intriguing sometimes. And I think it's going to be really interesting because Texas is going to play 3 big ass bigs. Like, not no regular girls. Like, 3 huge bigs.
Yeah.
Oldacre,
Taylor
um,
Jones and then
Taylor
Aaliyah.
Jones, and then Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Like, and all Notre Dame has is good sis Koval. Um, so that's gonna be crazy. But then on the flip side of that, I know everybody's really high on Rory, but I think when you make Rory score, her game is impacted heavily. And she's gonna have to do some scoring for them because they're gonna put good sis, what's the girl name? White girl.
Sonya.
Um, on Matt
Wait,
on the other girl.
pause. Have y'all seen um Madison?
Yeah,
That baby was in the gym. She had slimmed down.
she has.
That baby looked like a different girly.
Which
She
Madison
does.
are we referring to?
Madison, I can't remember
Williams,
Booker.
Booker.
Booker. There we go.
Williams is her twin, Michaela. Um, I she looks good. I almost did not even recognize her. I'm like, where's Maddie? Where's Maddie? I saw number 35. I said, excuse me? She looks good. She did what she had to do. She looks really good. I just wanted to give
She
her.
saw a nutritionist, baby. That was
Yeah,
a
shout out to
nutritionist.
her because she looks nah, and she doesn't look unhealthy or anything. She looks healthy, but she looks good. You could just tell she put the work in, and I'm happy for her.
But the way that what was them West Virginia guards was getting what they wanted and just missing, Notre Dame will be able to do the same thing, in my opinion.
Okay. Now, Shay, you mentioned the game that you didn't want to see. Why is that?
I just, I don't actually have anything constructive to say. So I just want Low is right. Like, I'm tired of Westmore. He don't never get enough smoke, and we know why. Like, it's bullshit. And then Ole Miss is like, you play well, in spurts, but you can't play well for a whole game against a good team. Like they play well in the third. What was that? The third and the fourth quarter, UConn. But if you don't put yourself in the hole, you right there in the end. But you got to dig yourself out of a hole because you're shooting off the side of the backboard and shit.
Still. Okay. So what needs to happen for who needs to step up? Who
For
maybe needs to take a step back,
for
and then
who?
who needs to step up for both?
No, well,
Because
the fucking
sometimes we
coach
say
needs to
some
step
teams.
up for North Carolina State. That's who needs to step
Yeah.
up. For Ole Miss, I think I need to see Madison. I think she can win her battle in the paint because North Carolina State doesn't have. Well, I'm not gonna lie, they freshman. She gonna be pretty good if she keeps it up. But she should be able to win and get her way in the paint with them. She should be able
Okay.
to. Um, KK is gonna have to hoop. The only thing that worries me about KK, sometimes she can go a little rogue. In a team like North Carolina State, who's always rogue, I don't want her to get caught up in the moment. Um,
Hmm.
who
She
else?
has a lot of those moments. You're like, no, no, what the hell? Oh, okay, it went in. It
Yeah,
went
but
in.
then sometimes they don't. So, who else, y'all? Kennedy, I need her to hit some shots. Um,
Has
I just
North
need them
Carolina
to play
State
with
identified
control.
their leader? Because I know last year, I think the overwhelming consensus was that although many thought that the team was Sanaya's, it seemed like Azaya needed to be their offensive focal point. Is that the same this year with North Carolina State, or do
no,
they
I
kind of have
don't
more of a
think it's.
shared load?
I don't think it's. I think it's one or the
They could
other. I think it's
honestly be
both.
balanced. They
Okay.
could low key be balanced too
Yeah.
from the guard position, but they spend so much time trying to dribble, dribble, dribble between the leg, cross people up that whole LSU game, they was just turning the ball over.
Yeah, they just don't have no discipline.
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't see. I don't know how why. No, I don't see how nobody is saying. I don't see how these people who write about sports and all
Mm.
these question marks and watch North Carolina State and are not like, what the hell is this? I don't get it. But they
Mm-hmm.
always talk about everybody else. Like, how are y'all watching that and y'all not like question mark, question mark, question mark? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? Like, oh, put Dolores back up, B.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I do think the matchup that Ole Miss should try to attack is with Madison Scott, though. I do agree with that. I like looking at NC State. I don't think they really have somebody to match her size and her athleticism, especially with her long wingspan. She hasn't been as consistent as you would like to see on offense, but I do think that they're going to have to get a lot from her,
But
her position in general during the game.
if
Mm-hmm.
NC State coach was somebody, he
Mm.
could really throw Sanaya on her. If I
Yep.
was worried about that, I would throw Sanaya on her. Sanaya is long enough. Like you said, Madison's not always consistent, and Sanaya is a great defender when she want to be.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't really throw Sanaya on Anissa during that LSU game. I think Dolores brought it up last week. And I was surprised they didn't really try it, to be honest. They had her on, I want to say Michaela the majority of the time, but
Yeah,
I was kind of shocked.
yeah.
Because Westmore just stand over there with that cut, put his hand up on his hips.
Then
When
he
I dip, you dip, head ass.
I I think the key is taking the ball out of Zoe's hands as a lead guard. Like
Yes,
a
please.
lot of a
Yes.
lot of the turnovers, in my opinion, came from her
They
trying
did.
to
They did.
facilitate and get her shit off. And I feel like last season I appreciated her off the bench because she knew she could just come in and get her shit off. But as a starter, you can't come in the game and do that.
But see,
Especially when they got three other lead guards around you that also need to get the ball and get their shit off. Um, I just thought she had the ball way too much. I thought she took way too many early shots. And it doesn't seem to be like there's not chemistry between the guards. Like it feels like um, Isaiah and Sanaya know how to play together. I think Zam is probably the most, like, she's probably the one I would want the ball. Like, I would want leading the ball up the court, but there's just not a lot of chemistry with the guard group, and so I think that's where the change needs to start. Is taking the ball out of Zoe's hands a little bit.
But once again, that goes back to discipline.
You right? Yeah,
Eh,
I just oh
Like, so if
god,
you see that, why the hell are you doing that? Do something different.
yeah, because
And we
to
know
me
she's
it's
capable of because she
if
scored.
Sanaya's not like, because she scored well in the LSU game, which is why she made her post about guard me. But like that's why I thought what Don did with Sanaya was so smart. Like you know that she's not a pure catch and shoot scorer.
Mm-mm.
She gets her stuff attacking the rim, but she's athletic enough to kind of do what Jordan Horston did in college, which was play the point, but technically she can play 1 through 4. And I feel like if people have given you the blueprint, don't go away from it. Like, let Sanaya run lead guard. Tell her to get hers when she needs, attacking the rim. But everything else, you can put shooters around her, especially Isaiah. Like, you kick it out to her, it's going to go in. But when you got each of them trying to feel, okay, I need 15 shots, I need 8 shots, but I'm the one that's going to create off my shit, like, yeah, it's just, I don't like it.
But
So,
you can't tell me what to do if you can't tell me what to do, baby.
this is true. This is very true. This is true. But she told her what, I mean, they went to a final. Sure.
I don't. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep going.
So did you just say it was a fluke? No, I'm
No,
kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
don't
I'm
think it
kidding.
was a fluke. I think them girls was hooping. Like when I tweeted about it, I said them girls be hooping when they hoop, and that's how they get there. I don't.
And
I
the
don't.
personnel is a lot different too.
I don't think
But I don't think his post players are as bad as like,
that freshman not
they
bad.
look. I just don't think he know how to use them because the guards are so everywhere.
So back to the coach, right? Right.
Yeah, like
Right.
to me, they I think they're better than what they look like. They just
Oh,
the
I
coaches don't
agree.
know how to coach black women.
Yeah,
Like
I agree. That's why I'm.
it's
That's why I said you
it's
never
just
know with North Carolina State.
I. But on the flip side of that, I think they are gonna win. No shade to yo, but I think they're gonna win.
Yeah, you just never know with North Carolina State. I turn
It's
the TV
frustrating.
on when they play like, "Ooh, what we gonna get today?" Hmm.
It's
And it sucks
yeah.
because them girls too talented for that. But I wonder,
They
like,
are.
he gets so many good little guards. So I'm just wondering what is the. I wonder what the draw is.
Do what you want to
Cause
do.
Zam is them girls. I mean, Zania's hoop, Isaiah's hoop. Zoe, in her own right, she's struggling right now, but she's a hooper. So is Zam. So it's just like they can hoop.
But they also playing that like shoot 17,000 threes a game hoops, and y'all know I can't
I
stand
can't
that
either.
shit. So it's I think that's another issue because what Don always say, I don't mind you taking a shot if somebody in rebounding position, but y'all ass will take that shit willy nilly and want the post to get up and back off a brick. Like, come on now. And then the guards ain't rebounding for each other because when they get the ball, they trying to put it down, put it in the hoop. It's too
I
much.
think
I
Notre
can't.
Dame start hooping like that sometimes too, and that's where they.
But also, I saw some fans saying that Hannah does that. Baby, Miles does that
Yeah,
too.
she does.
Like, go run the
She's
tape of the
been doing
USC
that though.
game and look at how many times she tried to put that damn
Start that
Sonic
little
Hedgehog.
KP skip.
She put that damn super speed boost on from Super Mario Kart, and that ball bounced right off her ankles. Like, please stop.
They get the and one mixtaping and throwing the ball off the damn under part of the rim and shit, and then they looking
God.
for fouls and okay, girl.
Yeah. Hannah does a good job of like creating her contact, and the refs typically call
Mm-hmm.
it. But when they don't call it, it don't be pretty.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Stanford at LSU.
Stanford can't do shit with them
No,
girls.
we're gonna go back to Notre Dame because where the fuck is all of the damn think pieces, bitches?
Hannah needs to transfer.
Can Neil coach? I don't fucking know now.
Somebody really tweeted that they couldn't play well because there wasn't enough people in the stands.
Yeah.
I'm crying because the
And then
people in the stands wasn't stopping Sedona from being goddamn Kevin Garnett.
they
But
would have
why?
lost the next
I
game.
know that I know social media is too liberal for the people, but 20, 20, and 8.
That's
That's that's the type of numbers that them crazy people in the boot act hell over.
hmm
When was the last time somebody put up something like that in college?
that was a good game.
Yeah, I think I understand who she is and that, but that girl gonna get drafted. Like, come on, man.
As a lottery pick, more than likely.
Come on, y'all.
Mm. So you saying she gonna take the first spot?
Not the first,
No,
but
that's not what he said.
not the first, but like shit, And Shay tried to be funny and say we could take her in Vegas. I sure the hell would. The people only care about marketing anyways. The middle-aged 30-year-old white women would be in the stands fawning over her
Yikes.
and shit.
Gonna
We need
already
a
get investigated anyway, so might as well.
exactly put some more people with 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I like her though. I think when she plays like she as tall as she is and got some body on her, she look good. And it seems like that coach knows how to pull that out of her.
But
Don't,
I mean, half the game though, she was doing these silly fall away shots, and I'm just like, just go to the basket, boo.
you got to keep the white people like their pirouettes and stuff.
True.
So
Don't be
Kentucky
done.
at North Carolina. Before we want to end with Stanford
Oh,
at
that's a
LSU.
good one. Them two bigs at Kentucky gonna lead them to the promised land. Them girls
Strat
good as
and
hell.
who?
Key,
Okay. See,
Tomorrow,
I
yeah,
be
little
thinking of
baby
her.
T looks like a different
I be
player.
thinking of her as a tweener. I don't. In my mind, she don't register as a big, but she probably
them
should.
blocks give me big dick energy though. Goddamn, she be beating that shit. No pun intended.
Oh, brother.
No, they play well together though. I really like them. That same as always. That man only got his 7 people in the group chat, and everybody else just on the team. But the 7 that do play are good.
What Angel said, better tell them about me. So
Um,
so do
Go
we
ahead.
feel like I know there was a lot of conversation in regards to physicality with the point guard Amore. Do we feel like she's better now, suited for
No,
that? Okay.
but that lady can't coach in North Carolina, so
North Carolina got some bigs that I like too. I
Is
them
don't.
God dang
freshmen.
still there?
Who?
Yeah,
God dang.
I
I think so.
heard, but I like the. It's a white girl, the Toomey
Bloom. It
girl.
start with a B.
Oh no, I like Toomey.
Oh, she good too.
Yeah, and the other one, I don't remember her name.
Okay. Now, Stanford at LSU. What are your predictions?
I have not seen Stanford play, so I'm just gonna go in LSU because I've seen them play.
I'm gonna go with LSU, and I have seen Stanford play. I think Stanford is living and dying by the three this year. So if they can knock down threes, it could be an interesting game. But because LSU has shown that they can go on droughts, but I think defensively, with how quick LSU guards are, I don't see Stanford having a way of keeping them in front of them. Now Stanford can go zone because the zone has slowed LSU down a good bit this year. But I ultimately think LSU is winning.
Okay. So it sounds like, let me see. Oh, Oklahoma at Louisville.
Oh God.
I don't know.
Toss it up in the air and tell me what you get when it lands. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. What's the girl that been in school for 40 days and 40 nights?
Cochran?
Cochran,
Yes, she's gotten worse progressively.
you think?
Yes.
Do you think it's so? Here's in my opinion. This is what it is. Louis Bill. I don't think. Maisha Hines Allen was a solid big,
What's
but
Shook?
other than that,
I used to love me some Ashley
Shook,
Shook.
you
I
did.
like Ashley Shook.
Kylie Shook. I
Yeah,
thought.
Kylie. Yeah,
Kylie shit.
shit.
They I just feel like they just be so guard focused that I just feel like they kind of just left her out to dry.
True.
Yeah, because they have put.
Oh, and Inksler, but she kind of a tweener.
Mhm.
She wasn't even theirs.
Oh yeah,
That was a 1 year loaner.
Oh yeah, you're right. She started. What she was at?
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Syracuse. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah.
I, I, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I think had Miss Ma'am's game evolved in the way that Maisha and Inksler's did, I think it might have worked more. Like, cause I mean, we've seen teams not have like a true post play and do well. I, I, I don't know. I don't. It's just it hasn't been good.
Got some good ass guards though.
Yes, they do, but they have the same issue
So is
that
that
NC
enough to
State has
overcome?
at times.
Yep.
They get out of control.
Is that enough to overcome the inadequacies in their posts?
Well, Oklahoma don't know how to use the post because they be playing too damn fast.
Okay.
I need everybody to go to a coaching clinic. I'm annoyed. No, for real. I've been watching. I promise you, I've watched so many games this year and be like, I can't even watch the whole damn game because this is annoying. How you recruit these people and don't know how you gonna use them when you get them?
But why do these kids and these parents see that these people ain't never did this before and go to that school? Like for like everybody now talking about, oh, Haley has her confidence back and
They so stupid.
oh, LSU did her dirty and Kim Mulkey, and I am not a leader of the Kim Mulkey goddamn fan club. But that ain't no goddamn Kim Mulkey fault. Kim Mulkey has been Kim Mulkey since that lady been alive. I could tell you, Kim, like two bigs, she got her point. I could tell you how Kim, you gonna play defense. She got who she wants to shoot the ball. That was a bad decision. That shit don't got now. You can't now if the coach went out there and got her because they like the glitz and glam and the names and sure whatever. But she's watched LSU play. I don't.
But to me, those are the coaches I respect the most, to be honest, because at least like coaches with a system that they
Of
recruit
course,
to and play like because
yeah, I agree.
I'm old enough to remember Haley saying I'm going to LSU so I can develop as a point guard for the pros. I don't know if everybody conveniently forgot that, but that was the reason she said she was going. So now that she's at TCU, she's still not the point guard that she wanted to be. She's playing the position that she played mostly at Louisville,
Right.
which was the lead guard, but they ended up bringing in other guards to do the facilitating.
Yeah, because
So
she don't play point. It's another
she's
girl, and
like,
that's the thing. Like Haley is doing well. We can acknowledge that she's back to hooping how she was hooping at Louisville, but her not doing it's not Kim Mulkey fault. It's not LSU fault. That's her fault because she made that decision. So I just need the kids and the parents to get on their Zooms so they don't that doesn't happen.
I
I just want y'all to stop forcing people who not point guards naturally to be point guards.
clock it.
Just because they need the ball, and this is not no shade at Haley. This is not specific to Haley. This is basketball in general, men's too. Just because you need the ball in your hands to impact the game and be effective, that don't mean you a point guard. That just mean you somebody who need the damn ball in your hand. And if we keep trying to interchange that, that's why you get shitty basketball. Look at the Liberty. Shit, they moved Sabrina off the damn ball and now they champions. 1 for 19, but they champions. You know what I'm saying? Like it worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I I will say like I know the TL was kind of in a ruckus over. I think Angel made a post about Haley, and I don't disagree. Like not injuries. I I don't disagree. I think people just we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Like we know that LSU wasn't the right decision.
Right. And
But
that's
if we
fine.
criticize how she played at LSU, that doesn't mean that she was irredeemable. But those same critiques are going to apply after she leaves TCU. Y'all are just
Absolutely.
looking at the numbers and saying, Jesus, she's been fixed. But it's like, that's not the reality. Because when she goes to the W or gets drafted, y'all gonna be pissed when it looks back like it looked when she was at LSU.
Because I'm old enough to remember real hoop heads said it was a terrible decision when she made the announcement.
And y'all was mad. Baby, y'all
Mad
And
didn't
as
listen to
we
my
hell.
got
comment.
dragged for it. We got dragged real bad for that shit. And we all was like, y'all, I'm just saying that ain't the right move. And they told us to shut the hell up.
Free
Y'all
smoke tour.
hating. Y'all mad. Y'all hating. No, we just watch basketball. That's a bad idea. That's not gonna work. She's not what you're looking for, boo.
At all. Okay. So that's it for the SEC and the ACC challenge, at least for some of the more headline worthy matchups. There are a plethora of games that will be played. The men have already started today, the women will start later. And so just be tuned into that. Check your local TV listings for where you can catch the game nearest you. All right. Now, for the Champions Classic, we have the team formerly coached by Kelly Harper versus Iowa, and we have Louisville versus UConn. So those are typically some that was for Tennessee. Yeah, my alarm. um, so I looked up and saw a specific person in here, so I had to throw that in there a little bit. Shout out to Mr. Petition, but Tennessee versus Iowa and Louisville versus UConn. What do you think that we're going to get from those particular matchups?
I think
If
Tennessee's
anyone's
press.
interested in those matchups.
I'm interested in them. I think Tennessee's press could be interesting. It's been working so far. This will be their first true test,
Mhm.
and so I'm interested to see how
You don't think
this new.
Florida State will give them a test?
Oh, they do play them. Okay, never mind. This will be their second test back to back. But I'm just interested to see how this press works versus teams that might be able to handle it. Because sometimes with Tennessee's press so far this season, that as soon as that ball gets in the middle, if the team could make a quick read, it probably ends in layups
Yeah, that back
sometimes
line be
to me.
wide the fuck open.
But no team has been able to get past it yet, but I think the teams that they're about to play maybe. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust, if they adjust.
Okay.
I like because a lot of people are like, oh, y'all are sleeping on Iowa. They're better than you think they are. I'm excited to see them play somebody worth playing, at this level. So that's exciting. And then who plays UConn?
Louisville.
Yeah, that's a no. Yeah, pass, pass.
So, who has outside of who has really been UConn's competition so far this season?
Those
Or
are bad matchups. North
UNC,
Carolina
I
was a
guess.
bad matchup too. They ended up making it a game, but it was a bad matchup. You
yeah,
got to know how to coach to beat UConn. Like even if you have talent, you gotta know how to coach. Like, what was that COVID year when Georgia Tech beat UConn? Who was their coach? Motherfucking Nail Fortner. They didn't have the roster to beat UConn. They had the coach.
and shout out to Nell Fortner down there doing her thing in Atlanta at Georgia
And
Tech.
is like you got like, if UConn loses a lot of times, play on the court does it, but the motherfucker on the other side of the sideline gotta make Gino put his clipboard to work.
Can I get a nail? Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah. So and again, please don't. I mean, they gonna do it anyways, but it's not no shade to nobody. It's just, it is what it is. Louisville's coming back to the wherever they used to be, but I don't see it right now.
Yeah, and they young. It'll
Yeah,
probably
I
be a
mean, I don't
little,
see it right
that's a
now.
lot.
Okay. And We know this has always been one of the larger conferences in sports, and they got even larger by adding, I think, 4 teams. And so they start their conference play a little earlier than most. When the rest of us wait until January, they'll already be playing games this week and next week. So the Big Ten, they will be introducing some new teams to the conferences that many may not have had the chance to play yet, and some of the games that we're looking forward to at least to start will be SoCal versus Oregon, Ohio State versus Illinois. So the battle of some ranked teams there, in a team that many feel like could be one of the deeper teams in college basketball. So out of those two matchups, Shay, you start. SoCal versus Oregon, and then Ohio State versus Illinois.
I mean, that's just Pac-12, but in a different conference. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I liked what I saw, like, that third quarter we played the other day was like some of the best team basketball they have. So I hope that they can build on that. And her shot seems to be coming back. So we'll see. It's on the road. So I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. I guess if we
USC
lose,
plays tonight also, right? Don't they play like an 0-8 Cal Baptist?
is you gonna kiss my ass or like you just gonna like, cause you ain't have to say that. And you know what? I'm glad you said that cause you done got me started. Cause y'all didn't all these motherfuckers at USC this and USC that. You look at Ohio State schedule.
Clock it.
They ain't changed no conferences. They got disappointed and upset last year in the tournament. They ain't played no goddamn body. Got all them transfers and they hiding up there in fucking Ohio behind Ryan Day, nut ass, who can't coach the football team. Sorry. So yeah, I just want y'all to ease up off our nuts a little bit. Not y'all on stage, but the public opinion. Like, god damn, bro. Can people learn to play together or no?
Not Juju.
And on top of that, this whole past week we had a bunch of good ranked matchups. And like, do y'all enjoy hoops? Y'all crying about rankings? You crying about this? Y'all just be watching basketball to make a narrative. Y'all don't be looking at a game to be like, damn, that was a good ass game.
Mm.
Like shit, the shit is annoying, bro. Who gives a shit about rankings in November, bitch? Put your Christmas tree up, goddamn it. Sorry.
Since Shay started it, what bothers me is we could all look at a movie and know who the main characters are, what the plot line is, and then tweet. That was a good movie because I like the plot line and I like the main characters. That does not make you a movie critic. That does not make you that can rate somebody on Rotten Tomatoes. But that's how y'all tweet about women's basketball. Y'all will listen to the commentators say 3 things that we can all glean from watching the motherfucking game, and then tweet it or regurgitate it back to the timeline or put it on a spaces. And because 4 people like it, y'all be like, "Ooh, I got the takes." No, bitch, you don't. You're dumb. Stop talking. Stop tweeting about hoops. Like, I'm so sick of it. I'm
I
so
tried to
sick
go
of it.
find that tweet that made you tweet that this morning, but I had no luck.
I am so sick of it. Like, genuinely sick of it. Like, I ain't gonna call nobody out because, again, I am who I am and y'all are how y'all are when it comes to me. But, like, shut up. Like, you're tweeting like a first grader about hoops and people are following you up because they think you're smart and you're not.
Dang,
Stop doing that.
I wish I knew what you was talking about.
Please send the
It's
tweet
okay.
because I spent all morning trying to
It's
find it.
not. It's the culmination of tweets. I'm sick of it. Somebody
So give
like
us.
y'all calling people National Player of the Year for beating North Carolina Central. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then don't put them people on your schedule. Bitch, you paid them to be on your schedule. That was a free check. A fundraiser, if you will. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Sick of it.
Building fund.
Like literally. That's gonna go to the band so they can travel with the football team for the bowl game. Fuck is wrong with y'all?
No, hold up now. Hold up. Well, they ain't talking about South Carolina State because we.
B, y'all ain't going no damn where for hoops, so shut up.
All right, now there's the possibility. You see what we did for our football team is going to rub off to our basketball team. Our men almost.
Y'all need to get some new damn champagne
Hold
dancers.
up,
They
hold up. The
stink.
men almost beat a number 22 ranked. It was Butler or Xavier or whatever last night. We lost by like 3 points, so that is improvement. I
I'm
don't
talking
believe in
about the
more.
champagne dancers. They stink.
The champagne dancers are a little bit like bubbly right now.
They they stink.
They'll be back. They will be back. We
They
still
like
better.
some
We still
they
better
some
than them J
$9
sets.
Andre.
We still better than them J sets or Prancing Elite
Oh,
or whatever them people name is.
B B.
Okay,
Shut up.
maybe. Shout out to the illustrious South Carolina State University in Orangeburg, South Carolina, at 300 College Street. Please,
What's
if you
the
want an
most
eighth,
what's the most iconic thing about Orangeburg, B?
Miss
The
Orangeburg.
massacre.
Yes, where we're known for the Orangeburg massacre. We got Dodger's Chicken. You can go to the gas
And
station
the Roy.
and the Roy, and we got Miss USA. Shout out to Carl McCullough. Yes, she was. I was her. I was her orientation leader and one of her student advisors. She was. We had to. The girl was so smart. We had to create a degree program for her. Amen. All right. Now, so with that being said, we're going to take it elsewhere. Ohio State versus Illinois. Listen, I love my HBCU. Huh. Shout out to KG. If y'all want to go play that song, it features the illustrious Marching 101, the baddest band in the land, baby. All right. Illinois versus Ohio State. Y'all got me hyped. Let's go. Who you got for that?
Illinois ain't no hoe. Ohio State hasn't been tested yet. They might not make it out of this one alive.
Ooh. Ooh.
I think Illinois has played more competition thus far. Um, I think Ohio State, like they're that team. Y'all remember last year? Hell, the last 2 years, they'll stink for 3 quarters and then play hard as hell in the fourth quarter and then win by 2. But if they try to do that against Illinois, they are going to lose. Because I like how Illinois uses their post players, and they've got 3 experienced fifth-year guards. So yeah, I'm gonna go Illinois by 4.
Okay. Illinois by
Yeah,
4.
I got Illinois winning as well for that same reason, and that Illinois has been tested more to start the season. I mean, Ohio State did kind of get tested versus Belmont, but I still don't think they've seen a team like Illinois yet. And so I think Illinois might be able to use that to their advantage and kind of come out swinging.
So now, do we see Illinois being a sleeper in the Big Ten?
I don't think they'll be a sleeper. I think they're just gonna be good. I mean, they were supposed to be good last year, and shit just went off the rails. But I think the fact that they were able to pretty much keep everybody,
Mm-hmm.
chemistry wise, they look like they've practiced together. They know how to play well, and I saw them win a game that they typically would have lost, last year, this year, which was a good sign. So I don't think that. I mean, they should finish fourth, fifth, or sixth in the conference, which would be really good for them. I think Maryland, UCLA, and USC are top 3 easily.
Okay. Now, for those who may, there's another game. Excuse me. South Carolina will face their back-to-back ranked opponent. They will go to Fort Worth and face TCU. They're in Texas. What do you think are some points to look for in that particular game?
I'm interested to see what they do at Sedona. I don't really know about TCU's depth. I think they play like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I think that could be an issue. If South Carolina's playing, I think they'll hold on for a while. But I think that depth are just that's a lot. You know.
I I,
Um,
I want us to change the approach from what we did against UCLA. Sell out for everybody but Sedona. I don't really give a damn what Sedona do.
oh, okay.
Mm.
Flip it.
Yeah,
So,
like
okay.
I think she's
Make her
tall.
win.
Like I think she's a goofy hooper. Like I think she's one of those players that like she'll play well. Sure, she may drop 30. Great. You do everything else for against everybody else. You win the game.
Yeah, I see that.
Because you rebound, like, because to me, she's not like an aggressive rebounder. She's a
No,
tall
she's not.
rebounder. So she's going to
Yeah.
get boards off of the strength of being tall. But if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, did she play? Y'all remember that year we went to? Oh, damn, she was on the team. I don't know if she was injured. The Bahamas year, or Yana, you was there. Um,
Yeah, we beat their ass.
yeah,
Uh,
Papa was there. Was she there?
sorry is we kind of beat y'all ass, and yeah. But
Wait, what? What now?
Oh yeah,
We
the year we
in the
played
played.
when
Bahamas,
she was at
we
Oregon.
played
We
Oregon
played
in the
Pow
Bahamas.
Pow, Sedona, the younger
I think
sister.
she was out though.
Okay,
I think she was out.
but it was the
I think
younger
Oregon
sister
was
that was
dealing with
playing.
a lot of injuries during that game for some. I
I don't
think
remember that.
That was
because I remember the game before being tougher than the Oregon one because Oregon was dealing with a lot of
that was the
injuries.
year we beat UConn and they changed the rankings date because they thought we were gonna lose.
The
Mm-hmm.
year
They
they paused the
sure
rankings.
did. And we
2022.
were
It was
supposed
national
we
championship year.
yep. That takes me back to that beautiful turbo play by Henny and Zaya. Yes. We were supposed to play UConn 3 times that year, but they canceled because of
The snow, right? Some
COVID.
shit. And but we
No, I
wanted
think
to win
they had to
SECs.
reschedule a game. They
Nah,
had
they lied.
they had to
Because they
reschedule a
literally
game.
played Xavier the next day.
But then we want to play. Then we skip because we wanted to get
We
our
needed to
SC
play
championship.
yeah, we needed to play. We needed to make up an SEC
The
game.
Ole Miss
Ole
game.
Miss.
Yeah.
But I say all
Yeah.
that to say that I don't think, like, I think TCU is a great team. I
Hmm.
think they will be top 10 all year. I think if South Carolina plays locked in team ball, they win. I know everybody thinks this team stinks, and it's not. What did Talia say? This team is not unbeatable, but I think if they play team hoops, they beat TCU.
Yeah, it's always on South Carolina to me.
If
Um,
it's more than 20 people y'all taking to Texas, do a thumbs up. If it's more than 50, hit 100.
Wait, what?
what?
The, the Pow Pows roll deep.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
How many people y'all taking? I know y'all take. I see you hitting. I know y'all taking about 20
oh,
there.
her people in the y'all going to Texas, child?
I have a flight there. I might. I don't know yet. We gonna see.
I'm too busy
Um,
this week.
Oh Lord, you ain't gonna be on.
He not going. He not going. As soon as somebody say I'll see, that's a hell no.
but so just a scoring update. The Fighting Jujus are up currently 31-11 versus Cal Baptist. So it looks like they're probably going to get a nice win against their team that's currently 0-8. All right. So
You see how you do, B? That's so crazy.
I enjoy USC though. I think after that weekend, I think I am an honorary Trojan.
Not talking shit like that on.
he said Powell was hurt. Everyone else was healthy.
Oh.
Wait, y'all said 2022, so what? Sedona was what 25 when that happened?
Oh my God.
She might have been it.
She, I went. We just looked. What recruiting class was she? 19, 20?
Or was she 18?
Not
She
18.
wasn't a part of their number one class. I think she came the year before or
No,
something
I
like that.
really
Cause
think
she
she came
was,
into
But she
school with
started
Henny.
at Texas. Remember,
Yeah, she got
oh,
hurt.
her first school was
Yeah.
Texas.
yeah, damn.
Did she like
She came to
dunk or
school with
something
So
and hurt
19, I think. I
and
think
then
she's
sue the
19.
NCAA? She was trying to sue somebody, right?
She did. She
she was
did.
trying to sue them because she was trying to get that year back, but I think they ruled because that injury happened in like USA basketball, right?
It did.
So yeah, I guess Texas
But she
was
got the year back twice because of COVID.
exactly. Yeah, I really think she came to school with Henny in them in 18.
I don't. I think it was 19B.
She was in Alyssa in them class.
They going into their
So
fourth year.
Alyssa,
And
Shakira,
oh my God! And the list of them are going into their what year in the league?
Fourth.
4.
Oh,
they'll be in their fourth year. Cause I remember looking it up and being like, "Damn, yo, that's crazy! Like she gonna be a rookie and they're gonna be in year 4."
Yes, it was 18.
you're
Sedona
kidding
played
me.
2000. Yes, it's 2018. I know. Yeah.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
24.
And that I think when she transferred, that's what caused Charlie Collier to then go to Texas. Because
Texas, you
remember,
right.
Charlie was committing to she was committed to UConn.
I don't remember. I didn't remember that, y'all.
I
Yeah,
do. I definitely remember that part.
she was committed to UConn and she decommitted after Sedona went on over to Oregon. But yeah, all right. So yeah, those are the games this week. In some of the games, I should say, in college basketball. Um, we gonna have some. We might. Excuse me, Lord, the drink kicking in. We might put up a couple of those games. Y'all feel like doing a wind down this weekend?
Ooh.
Well, shit. Now you done asked us in front of company. What the fuck?
I'm saying, those are not the questions. We'll take it to the chat. Take it to the chat.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what everybody's doing. Might do a little wind down. And so that wraps it up for
You the
the
type to ask
NCAA.
a question in front of in front of the
He
Be
person you
like,
definitely is.
asking
why you
about.
texting me and I'm
But
in
the
the same
worst part
room?
is that Brady not gonna show up. That's the worst part.
Ooh. Wait, Friday I will be in the Bay,
He gonna be
so
taking pictures somewhere. He gonna be like, "Oh, I forgot. I'm working a game."
hey y'all.
And show up in the fourth quarter with a damn bonnet on.
Anyway, going to the WNBA, we
Wait, hold
have
on, B. Hold
okay.
on, B. Shout out to Hampton.
Oh
Oh
yes,
yeah.
let's go.
Hey, big
Yes.
win, big win.
Shout out to HBCUs. They was running from that smoke in the MEAC. They ran from South Carolina State. So they had to
Brandon.
go and jump conferences. But it's
Oh.
okay though. It's okay. So do we think that her job she had a great first year there at Georgia. Um do we because she brought a lot of her team with her from UCF.
Fired.
I was gonna say, is this a make
She
or
got
break
a
year
nice
for her?
little class coming in though. I think they give her like 1 or 2 more years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they got what Zen Craft going there. She yeah. But Hampton though, to win on somebody's home floor on the buzzer beater, and Shorty threw that shit up when she had somebody under the
She
basket.
sure did. She sure did. She lucky it went in. I would have been a different conversation.
Baby,
It
she
would have.
about bounced that bitch. Ooh, it was so strong.
Who are some other teams that we didn't mention that you all have been excited to watch? Like, let's give some mid major some love.
Ooh.
Norfolk.
I was, yeah,
They got a
I was gonna say.
better schedule than a lot of P5s.
And do.
Can do.
And do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the committee need to not play with the
But
HBCUs. Don't make them no shit where they got to go play South Carolina
oh,
I've
UCLA, UCLA.
enjoyed.
or whoever. Just don't make them where they got to go and play a 1 seed. Get them a fair shake.
I'm saying South Carolina's beatable. Why you threw us in there?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I've enjoyed Harvard. I've enjoyed watching Harmony
mm-mm.
Turner. She's a baller. Uh,
Mm.
WNBA prospect. I've enjoyed watching Harvard, and they've also had a really tough schedule to start the season too. So
it's Belmont for me. That is I've
yeah,
I've enjoyed that perk. I don't care if they lose every game. They ain't scared to play nan ho. What that song say? They nan the ain't nan. They gonna play you, your mama, your cousin, and
Me
they
and
go
you.
play. Like they go play.
So while
I
we're
love
talking
that.
about while we mentioned Norfolk, like, and I know that you all mentioned the schedule. This is who they played so far. You know, when it comes to at least power teams. Missouri, they played Missouri and a number 19 Alabama team. They got the win against Missouri. They lost it by 10 to Alabama, but they also still play Washington State, North Carolina, Wilmington, Hampton, and a Radford team. Coming up, they have to play Green Bay, St. Louis,
They play Wyoming too.
A&T. Yeah, yeah, and they just beat Wyoming as well. They still have to play number 16 North Carolina and Auburn in back-to-back games.
Ooh, my money on them
So
for that North Carolina game, baby.
so like they are really they taking the checks and they going and getting some dubs. So like I think that if they were able to pull off those two games, they could put themselves in a favorable position when it comes to seeding for the NCAA. Obviously, we know that because of the conference they play in, they'll still probably have to win their conference in order to get in. But if they were able to successfully do that, they could see themselves higher than a 16. I looked at recent predictions, and I think they were in 13 or 12 seed. So you
And
know,
If
Those
the
matches could be good.
I follow women's volleyball very closely, and I'm gonna tell you how the tournament shook out this year. Arizona P4 team is 20-9. They got left out for teams that were 16-10, 15-11, almost 500 teams. Why? Because all of those teams play, they do something called RPI, KPI, and strength of schedule. Those teams all had strength of schedules in the 50 to 75 range or lower. They left Arizona out because they were in the 100s.
Mm.
And I honestly think if the women's college game put more emphasis on strength of schedule, RPI, KPI, like we would get better tournaments and better play. Like there's just no excuse for the way that the schedules have shaken out, in my opinion, this year. Fortunately, the SEC challenge is gonna, bring some stuff, but I just to be a top 10 team, I don't care if you know who's coming back or not, you should be playing a minimum of 4 to 5 top 25 matchups in a non-conference. I don't think there's an excuse. Even if you got
And
shit to figure out.
you know what blows me even more about these schedules when I look at them? It's the fact that you're not playing ranked opponents because sometimes you don't know who's going to be ranked or whatever, but a lot of these teams ain't even playing power four opponents. Like they're literally playing, no shade, a bunch of nobodies. Like the fact that coming into this weekend they were like, this is Texas's first power four opponent, this is LSU's first power four opponent. What? Huh? Like, are you for real? You couldn't get nobody to play you during the non-con? Come on, man.
Hmm. And we understand that there are teams out there like the Gonzagas and the South Dakotas, those teams, right? Like who are consistently always really like competitive mid majors. But there are some teams out here that are playing teams that have consistently won 2 to 5 games per year for the past 30 years. So at some point that needs to be a conversation when it comes to um, the scheduling for these tournaments.
I'm just sick of the coaches getting on their soapbox about every other issue in the sport, but ain't pulling their britches up and earning their money. Like, and I've talked to some coaches that have said, part of the reason why we don't schedule tough is because, we trying to project our jobs. We don't want to, lose big games while we're trying to figure our team out early in the year. And I get that. But to me, that only applies to like teams in that non P4 realm. I just feel like if you are a team that is consistently looking to make the tournament, not scheduling tough is some hoe shit.
Somebody I think Bree tweeted. I don't remember what she tweeted, but somebody was in the comments like the real problem is coaches hoarding talent.
Now, why would you lie
Bitch, are
like
you
that?
dumb?
It was one of them hoops pages.
Yeah, like, are you stupid? Like, because, and this is no shade, but back in the
Oh, it
day,
is.
all the great people were going to UConn, Tennessee,
Tennessee, Stanford,
Stanford,
In Notre Dame.
And Notre
Notre
Dame, yep.
Dame, Baylor.
It
Baylor
was
every
them
once in a
four.
while.
Baylor was hot. So it's just like, that's not a new thing. It's more parity now than it ever has been in the sport. So where in the fuck did you get that from? Like, are you just talking because it's typing because it's free? That
Yes.
literally doesn't make any sense.
That is a lot of people just
Like,
typing because
because
they want
that
to.
like, I'm sometimes like, okay, that's your opinion. We can agree to disagree. That's just wrong. Like, what?
And how can you hoard talent with the portal? Like, come on now.
Exactly. Them
This
kids
is
is like,
this
girl,
is
I'm
can
not
leave
playing.
freely.
Like TC,
You not offering me $500,000 NIL? Oh
I'm
shit,
out.
bitch.
right? Like, I don't like what? Just not smart.
Child.
Like.
It's been such a popular phrase, everybody's using
Right.
it.
Everybody's using it.
uh,
Everybody.
and so,
Literally everybody.
The girls are not smart.
ooh, okay. And so, like you said, it's going to be some amazing games. Just stay tuned for the rest of the college season. Things are finally looking to heat up, and so these conference matchups, they're going to be amazing. We know that, yeah, the girls. I think there are some girls who are in slumps that they are finally coming out of those, and then so, yeah, just be tuned in front of your TV. So,
Pause up, pause. I think I missed this. Maddie motherfucking McDaniels. Maddie Mouse Clubhouse. We're in this bitch. I don't know what the girls expected, but that's the future.
Yeah,
That's the
I did
future.
shit. I don't know what I expected.
That's the present. That's the now. That is a bad bitch. Okay? A bad mother. To come and be a guard, especially a point guard at the University of South Carolina, and for Dawn to be blushing like rosy cheeks, kikiing like I'm on a first date over you, means something. Okay?
Not too much of them.
Baby, Don been in them press conferences with them cheeks lifted about that child. Okay? Lifted. So if you have not bought stock into the Maddie Mouse Clubhouse, don't come trying to get your mouse tools ready. Come March. Okay? Get ready. It's about to be a mouse infestation. That is a bad motherfucker. Okay? Don't
not a
play with
mouse
her.
infestation.
Take care of the McNamara kid. Take
And
care
you
of
know
her.
we are. We gonna get that baby some good old Kiki's chicken and waffles. We gonna take her right on up to Columbiana. Then we gonna drop her off on 2 Notch. We gonna take her to room service. She gonna be fine. We'll get her at Rush's every once in a while. The one right by my house. She's fine.
We're gonna get her some gizzards.
No.
All of that.
Don't get a baby no kids.
That's gonna sit on her stomach real
Right,
heavy.
not in the season.
That's gonna sit
Okay,
real heavy.
after the season, we'll get her some gizzards.
No,
Make
I
sure
don't
you get
need her
some
to
hot sauce
spread.
and ketchup.
No, we gotta stay. We gotta stay in mouse shape. We
Yeah,
gonna
I don't think I had any. I just didn't know. She's done really, really well, and she
The
looks
way she finished
unbothered.
around the rim got to be studied.
And she's not
Yeah.
that tall. She can't be.
She
She can't be.
she be putting that shit right on the
How
square.
tall is she?
5'8" at least. That's
I
about
don't
it.
Yeah,
think
so
that
I would
baby.
say 5'7" in real
I
life.
don't think that baby 5'8".
She get that bitch off the square. She that's a good ass player. They can never make me hate that child.
Yeah, how come it's like I feel like I didn't hear a lot about her
I
coming out of
didn't.
high
But
school though.
She
was she
got
not
hurt.
injured? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she got
Oh,
hurt right before the conference tournament, and she been out
Mm-hmm.
since then.
oh,
Cause
okay,
she
okay.
missed the McDonald's game. I saw her on
So
the
she
bench.
didn't. Did she got hurt during her senior year, or she got hurt before her senior year and didn't play the whole thing?
No, she got hurt like in February, this past February.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And so she
okay,
didn't play in none of that
okay.
stuff.
In the stuff that I would hear. Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Got you, got you, got you, got you, got you.
And she
But she
looks
was top
amazing.
20, right, in her class? Am I tripping?
No,
Yeah,
she top dog. It's just like you know how the
You know how
politics
they
of that
get.
stuff.
right.
But
Yeah,
shit, they
yeah.
leave some people at the top spot when they get injured. I just was asking. Um, but I
Mm.
like, yeah. I
Yeah, she was 14. She was number
Okay.
Okay, I
14.
was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you remember how Henny ended up being like the huge steal in her class because we wanted more, but then right after her, people came? That's what she feels like to me.
I
Like,
can see that.
I think Henny was top, like number 6 in her class.
Uh-huh.
And when she came, because she came with Saxon, when she came, it was like, damn, she's so much better than we thought. That's what Maddie gives me. Like, not too much on everybody's radar, but too much on everybody's radar when she hits the court. That is a good ass player. And I love how Raven plays off of
Yeah,
her.
when they on the
Like,
court together, I like it.
it's so nice.
Yeah, it was
It's
cute.
so nice. So,
And she
for
was
the
the one that I don't know that one play that Don called. Raven wrapped around the baseline, Maddie threw it over the top, and boom, Raven knocked that bitch down.
not
Didn't
that
even think
bitch
about it.
Mm-hmm.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Is she? I don't. Whatever she doing, whatever's in her breakfast, don't change it. Don't switch nothing up. Keep doing what you're doing, niece.
She had a little grits and pudding.
Yeah, now that's nasty, B.
Y'all don't eat pudding either? Oh my
Liver
god.
pudding is a hell no.
Y'all act like I'm the only one from South Carolina on
No,
here.
B, you are
You're
from
country as hell.
that's not country. That is straight out of my ancestors are from Africa.
We don't have to eat
He
that no more, B.
he can trace his ancestry to the direct spot, the Bida by Africa. Like, absolutely not.
We came straight off the boat.
The
Okay.
Sierra Leone type shit. Hell no, B.
All right. Just make some grits and you catch up. That's all. But all right.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
See,
And
nasty,
grits?
nasty,
Yes.
You're going to
Catch up
hell.
on eggs. Catch up on grits.
You're going to
nasty.
On
hell.
rice.
You need to
Now,
leave.
I will say the
Yana,
ketchup
no
and grit.
ma'am.
I get it.
Oh,
Okay,
ew.
it
Listen.
ain't as bad as it sounds.
Ugh,
You stir that thing up there. Uh huh.
ugh,
Because we do
God,
not
y'all.
do
Eh.
sugar in grits.
I'm getting, yeah, ugh.
This is easy. But all right. We have WNBA schedules. And we still have no coaches for some teams and GMs. Some teams are without both. Sorry, Shay. So, I know there was a lot of conversation. Yana, she mentioned in regards to how the Aces over the past few seasons, after they went back to back, each season they always started out. Um, they started out on the road, but I guess the league decided not this year. They wanted to make sure that the Liberty were able to open up the season at home on the first day,
Fuck them.
their getting their ring, and
And
they
some
played
bull.
the Aces. Would you say?
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there are a lot of talk in regards to the games going on this week. I guess for that opening weekend, are there any games that's outside of Aces versus Liberty? What are the other games that you all possibly could like? Okay, this could be good. We
Baby,
know
We need
17.
we won't have race officers at the game in Boston, but we gonna have to send the what's the men that be outside in the purple
the ki- the
um
um
Black
the
Israelites.
yes,
the
we gonna have
Ecclesiastes.
to put the
Oh, the
Hebrew
Israelites.
Israelites outside of the damn arena just to make sure that Dejanay makes it home safely. Cause
Boy, they gonna say slurs she ain't never heard in her lifetime. They gonna bring that shit from 1800s up to that joint.
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel
think
so
that was a
bad
good
for
idea.
her.
I mean, I get the
Yeah,
son wanting to do that, I guess, for sales, but I just do not think that was a good idea because
yeah. Just pick a different
at
team.
the end of the day, to me, Caitlin fans, of course, going to settle out. Boston already has its issues, but then now you have this big arena that's probably going to be against your players.
the team.
And I
Hmm.
don't see how that's, I mean, sure, you sold it out, but I mean, you sold it out last year too. So I guess I don't, just that team, that doesn't make sense to me. But whatever.
So, elsewhere we have the Lynx will be facing the Dallas Wings in Dallas. Someone pointed out that the expected number one pick will face her hometown WNBA team. So Paige versus the Minnesota Lynx there. Then the Sparks will open up the season at the brand new Valkyries. Um,
Whoever said we
that
don't even know what your mascot is, ate that shit up.
Like, what is it? Like, I'm wondering if they're going to give us what was that woman with the long braid from Mortal Kombat with like the arms?
That's not a Valkyrie.
But in my
It
mind, I feel like it
B,
might be
I'm
Valkyrie
somebody
crying.
gives
What
me
the?
what was the what's
like
Thor?
like
Va-
Xena.
no, Valkyrie gives me like you remember
That's
the
that's
women.
what Tessa plays in what you call it,
Yep.
right?
Got Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
It's like a big warrior woman with armor and
yeah,
shit.
but
So she
like
could be dressed like Xena.
I
oh
don't know what
god,
Xena is,
no,
child.
I think it's like with powers though, right?
No, it's just a big warrior woman.
Oh, ew.
Like with
Dear
armor and
God.
But
shit.
what's the purple for then?
Like a knight. That's just the colors. Like a knight, a woman knight.
But
That's what a
it's like a
Valkyrie is.
light. It's like a light purple. It's not even a deep
That's
purple.
just what they
Purple.
pick. But it's just a
They
knight, a woman knight. That's
they
it.
needed new colors. Then I don't like that.
Now I like the look because it's different.
It
Like
don't
it.
match the Valkyrie though.
And I
So
think
you
it
want
got
something more
like it's
rust?
like a knight, but I think it got those little in the Valkyrie. Their little emblem, they symbol got like wings. It's like a woman warrior wing
Yeah,
knight
with
thing.
power.
Mm-hmm.
So with powers, a mystical creature.
I I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like an armor lady with wings.
Okay, okay. They
I'm
need to
hoping to see the.
what
We
you say,
got to
D?
see something. We have to see something this weekend. I'm assuming, hopefully, maybe they are in a jersey. Like, will they reveal the jersey this weekend? Will they reveal the mascot or something? Like, they can't just have the logo. They have to have something. Show the people in a hat or something like that.
So when they draft, those people are now on that team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's
they
some of
decided
them that they don't pick that go back to their other teams.
No.
they don't. I mean, they go back to those teams unless they're like a free agent or something. Then they just go back to being a regular free agent.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, you said the
and if
ones that they don't pick?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
and if they're on contract with the team, then yeah, they go back to being on contract with their original team.
And then remember that something that like so I guess we can go to
So wait,
talk
pause.
about expansion.
Who's the? Because they get to get one UFA, like a big name. Who are the big name UFAs?
Kelsey Plum, Kelsey Mitchell,
Depends on
um
Wait,
who
what?
else?
if
What, Yana?
it depends on if the team protects that
Core,
player or
right?
not.
Like Corum, right?
They don't even have to court them; they can protect them, and for an I like a possibility of being courted
Wait,
at some point.
but didn't the thing say no? But if
But
they're
there are some unrestricted players that have already been cored, so they can't choose them.
So that only helps the team because, like, for example, if who's cored?
No, Stewie.
Let's say because that's my fave. If Vegas had cored KP, right, and KP was already cored, they don't have to protect her.
right. That's the 7 people rule thing.
Hey y'all, excuse
Yeah.
me. They found a glitch in the system and it listed all the team names, so I'm gonna read the names. Atlanta
Oh
Dreams,
shit!
Chicago Sky, Connecticut Sun, Dallas Wings, Golden State Valkyries, Indiana Fever, Las Vegas Aces, Los Angeles Sparks, Minnesota Lynx, New York Liberty, Phoenix Mercury, Seattle Storm, Toronto Tempo, and the Washington Mystics.
Tempo. Chris Brown said, "Baby, can we switch up the tempo?
But
Baby, can we switch up the
That's a
tempo?"
nice song.
it is, wait,
Okay.
did you say Portland yet? Or no?
No, I didn't say nothing about no Portland, child.
Toronto. That's got. Ooh, we can make some sex jokes off of Toronto
And
tempo.
then if they got the what's the thing that Brandon always talking about? That fits. That's cute.
Carnival?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's
Games
perfect. Yeah,
around
that's cute.
Caravana. That'll be lit. I'd go if they set up some like games during that week of Caravana. I'm there.
That's what I meant, not carnival.
I knew what you meant.
He said a cruise.
I like the tempo. That works.
That's tough.
I don't know about tough. It's cute though.
I mean, I like Toronto tempo. It gives. Now they're
It
gonna do a
rhymes.
car.
It's easy on the tongue.
Yeah, double T's. T T. Let's see what they gonna do with the hands. I don't know yet the hands,
They
but
gonna
okay.
now. I need to see these. They need to be black, blue, and red.
That's a lot.
Um,
I can see it right now. Black, blue, and red. Blue being the last color. Like black and red is the initial, and then blue being like the additional.
We already got some red teams in the
I know.
W though.
Red is a fabulous color.
it
It's
is.
so
It
Big
is.
B's.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, so it's going to be exciting this weekend to see who the players are. Finally, we are 3 days away from having players possibly get their fresh start. Sorry, Yana. I do.
What you apologizing to me for?
You got 3 more days to enjoy her, because I think she goes.
About.
The KP led Golden State Valkyries. So yes. Elsewhere in the W, we, as I mentioned, we're still dealing with some teams without head coaches and general managers, but the Connecticut Sun just did a little switcheroo of sorts. Morgan Tuck, who was the assistant general manager, has been now named the general manager, and Darius Taylor, the previous general manager, he's in a new position with the organization, and I'm going to find that position. If give me, it's brand strategy. Excuse me, it is
They sound like
chief
they made that up.
chief basketball strategist and director of scouting. So still sounds like a GM of sorts, at least
The
at
W.
least
Why is the
responsible for
W so
identifying
married to
talent.
like not moving the fuck on? People don't get fired in W. They just like move around. It's such a pass around league.
And speaking of move and not moving on, this the Mystics have moved on from this individual, but he has landed elsewhere. He has become he has become an associate head coach of the Minnesota Lynx,
Tell you, falling up,
along.
man.
Free
Falling
Yeah,
up.
Maisha.
so shout out. He's basically the W, similar to the W's Brad. What that man name is? Brad Stevens. But Eric Tebow, formerly of the Washington Mystics organization, along with Lindsey Whalen, Hall of Fame player, WNBA great, one of the best point guards ever. She has been named an assistant coach for the Minnesota Lynx. So excuse me. Cheryl Reeve has a staff who she is definitely familiar with. So that's good for her. The players are definitely familiar with Lindsay because she has been a present figure, whether or not when she was doing it was during her playing days, her coaching days at Minnesota nearby, or during their run to the finals. They all saw her there, and we saw her flicking her fingers on the sidelines. So, what do
I
you think
know
about those
Maisha
hires?
got that alert and said, now I know damn well.
Is Maisha restricted?
I don't know. I ain't looking at the W right now.
Yeah, she is. This was her last year on her contract.
Okay. Okay. So she might be out of there anyway. Um.
They should bring her back.
mm,
I
Might
thought
be
she was good for them.
might be headed to the Valkyries. Who knows?
Oh, knocking bitches out up there. Okay.
What the W loves an enforcer.
Okay. So out of the schedule releases that we've seen from the team so far, what were your favorites? Give me your top two. There were
I
a lot of
want the
decent ones.
girlies to increase the budgets or leave it alone. I'm sick. Like, they're cute, but like, I feel like if we're gonna continue moving, and y'all want to be this profound, this great league, increase the budget. Come on,
Okay, so with that being said, which one looked like they had a piece of a budget, a decent budget to them?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Okay.
Vegas said they wanted to do something else, but they couldn't post it. So sorry about that.
That was probably
And
unhinged.
you know it
That
was.
probably would have shut the franchise down.
Oh, you know about it, me?
No. I'm just
Oh.
saying that based off of what they said, that probably would have been the final straw. Kathy was like, you know what? I've had it. I've tried, but y'all got to go.
But my
Because we
top
would have been
two,
having a disbursement draft.
if I had to pick, would be Connecticut because I like theirs. It looked like something and it had some shuttle shade. It was funny. I think Minnesota linked and then it would be Minnesota for me. I thought that was cute and kind of funny. Then honorable mentions, I would say Chicago and Vegas. Very chill but funny.
And Dallas was just unloading the clip. It's like they shot so many and they just like, okay,
But see, that's
one
the
of these gonna
budget.
stick.
Like, I appreciate them at least reaching out to content. Like, they were making an attempt to be. relevant culturally. It
But
just wasn't
it was bad. Like
completely.
I saw people talking about that Keith Lee thing. I didn't think that was good. I thought it
I
was a little
liked it a
strange.
little bit, but
I
I also like
didn't.
his content.
I
So
it just felt like random. Like I get that does that kind of stuff, but I feel like you have to find somebody that would make sense. I didn't think that was good. I didn't like that.
And his also didn't do the full schedule release, right?
Yeah.
no, like 6 games. I
Yeah,
mean 6 teams.
I didn't like that.
I usually take a shot at the Mystics culturally, so I'm gonna give them their
Oh
props.
yeah.
They reached out and got the front porch, and like
So
that,
what is that? I need
saw.
background.
So front porch is just like you get like it was go-go bands, and then you get like now bigger artists have come and they just come and play live, and that shit crank.
Oh, dope.
And so for them to reach out and do that and be in touch with the culture and have Nooch on there, I think they're moving in the right
Yeah.
direction culturally wise. And I saw people who don't even talk about the Mystics being like, wait, what? They got the Mystics doing the front porch thing? Hold on. So I think they're moving in the right direction.
Cause, and I must admit, like I talked trash about it, and I think I sent it to the group. I was like, I know they fucking lying. But then after seeing people from the DMV, like, yo, this was tough. I was like, wait, okay, so this must be something that like
Right.
resonates
And
with
that's the
them.
point to me. It's like to
Yeah.
reach your local audience and
Yeah.
be like,
Hmm.
damn, come to a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. I think for me, my favorite, ignoring budget, I do think that Connecticut's was probably because it like that was good, and all of the subtle shade in there. Them incorporating Veronica's sister in there was cool. Who else? And then I'm going to have a 1A and a 1B. I mean a 2A and a 2B, and that was Chicago and Vegas. And the only reason why Vegas isn't flat out two is because they gave a hug to somebody who
Phoenix
I didn't think
bastards.
deserved a hug. So outside of that, I was cool. But something that I mentioned, something that I made a comment of after watching that video for like the 10th time, and I could very well be reaching. You know, people love the fan fiction, but walk with me here, as I mentioned the other day. You saw how they were very touchy feely with the Valkyries and the Sky, right? We know that their former assistant coaches are now head coaches for those two teams.
Yep.
I couldn't figure out why they hugged the Mystics. Like, that's strange because typically in seasons past, there's always been something that has happened when the Aces played the Mystics. Let's go back to the stoppage in game, the earthquakes, the forfeitures. So I'm like, okay. Usually there's a little bit of oomph there between those two. But then I did a little research. There's one remaining assistant coach on the Aces staff that happens to be from the DMV. And I was like, could that be them telling us that, hey, be on the lookout because she could probably be the head coach of the Mystics?
Your ass
Are
is
they gonna?
nosy.
Ooh.
Lord, have
Your
mercy.
ass is nosy.
Because I couldn't figure out why else would they be
Your ass
hugging up on the Mystics, you know? And
Who's
I
on the
could
DMV on Vegas staff?
Charlene.
Oh
Charlene
Lord,
is from
that
the
with the
DMV.
bad that
Charlene,
Hey, hey.
Charlene is from the DMV, and so will they do a full sweep of the Vegas bench and take all the assistant coaches? Possibly, but I won't be
B,
surprised.
the people like fan fiction. The people is you,
right.
B. You
Listen, I was like, nothing went off. I had a light bulb that went off, and
I
I
ain't
was
even
like, now
pay
if it
attention to who
happened,
they was hugging.
I want y'all to comment
give you
where you
your
heard it
credit. We
first.
got it. We got it.
Lord, the light bulb went off, but it was in the basement of a house that ain't nobody been in.
Okay, okay, but also, I know I mentioned it briefly, but yeah, so I'm going back to Connecticut Sun. Shout out to Morgan Tuck again. Morgan Tuck is a former player. We know what she did at UConn. She was a part of the players that went 1, 2, and 3. She won 4 national championships with the Huskies. And she won a WNBA championship as well with the Seattle Storm in the bubble. And I don't know all of the GMs, but right off the top in my mind, I think that Morgan might be the youngest GM ever in the WNBA because she's only 30. And I know the Seattle Storm's current GM is 35, but she's been a GM for just like 2 or 3 years. So that would have made her like 32 ish. So Morgan Tuck could very well be the youngest GM. And not only that, she's a black woman that has played. She's risen to the ranks through that organization. So congratulations to her again. I really want to take this time to give her her moment and really, send all love to her and wishing her a successful tenure there as
What a
their general manager.
career. Damn.
Yeah,
Four natties, then you win a WNBA title.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
I'm
And
happy
I
for
and I
her.
honestly think that had it not been from lingering injuries, she could have been, because a lot of people, they've had conversations, and this is not to diminish anything, but people say, oh well, she didn't such and such, she didn't really play. I, injuries happen, yes, but she was able to find a way to stick around basketball, and now she has the opportunity to be the head of the front office for that organization at, once again, at just 30. Like, she literally she ain't been out of college 10 years yet, and so that's amazing for her to be the GM of a professional organization in a growing league. So congratulations to Morgan Tuck. Okay. So
They need to make
what
a team in a city where it's a bunch of gay people and call them the Tuck. When the boy.
Continue,
but they
please,
wouldn't
P.
be talking.
No, uh, it would be for the gays.
Okay.
Just for the gays, the drag queens.
Okay.
That would be so
So
cute, though.
the direction that the league has been going in, I don't think that will ever happen. I
The
don't
New
think.
Orleans Tuck.
No, you know.
Bounce the biggity, bounce the biggity,
The
bounce the biggity, bounce the biggity, bop, bop, bop,
It'll be
bop, bop,
bouncing
bop,
biggity.
bop.
All right.
Oh
Release your tongue.
yeah. Oh
Release your tongue.
yeah, baby. But have there been any other announcements since our last episode? Any other hires? I don't
Oh,
think
can I
so.
say something about
Go
that
ahead.
Phoenix shit?
oh,
Oh
Jesus.
yes,
Oh no, all I'm gonna say is though two of the three people in that picture be on Twitter a lot. One of them have found their way into Dolores mentions in the mine, and was it Kai and your mentions low at one point?
Yeah.
So they are well aware. And if that picture is still up, I need y'all to put your March on Washington pitchforks down
Hmm.
and say, look, if they are happy, if until I hear otherwise, they seem to be cool with it. It ain't my problem.
Somebody said, which you can never know if it's true or not. Somebody said that they lied and said it was gonna be Tosh, Ka, and BG, but I don't know how true that is.
But okay, and then when it wasn't, and they said, hey, get on the
And
ground,
still
and I'm gonna
posted
sit
it.
on your
Yep.
back.
Yeah.
at some
But
I
yeah,
point you have to say absolutely not.
my my only note is that, so like, everybody on this app loves to play the like liberal police and like, this is right, this is wrong, and politics this and politics that. And one of the people in the picture so much as said, we the people will not vote if the current vice president doesn't do more. And then to do that after everything that has transpired, especially after the election, tells me all I need to know. But it's so interesting to see the people that were egging that on, get Dolores and drag that clown and whoop de whoop de whoop. Now you mad as hell about a picture when I tried to tell y'all ass months ago that it was performative.
It was
So here we
so,
go
and
again.
I think what's interesting is the only thing that the biggest thing for me is she would tend to get on here and say like, not because you could be a political or whatever person and just do that for yourself, but she would all kind of get on here sometimes and kind of have, not to us directly, just in general for her tweets, kind of be like condescending in a way like, you're not doing this, well you need to. If you're not doing this, then da da da
Yep.
da. So to see, it's confusing to me. Like I'm kind of confused, and I don't know her, so it don't matter, right? She don't give a fuck what I think. But it is kind of confusing because it's not lining up. Like how you come on here and use your bravado when you say this and this and this, and then I see that, and then you have another interaction recently because of that person. I'm sure was it a tweet or whatever, or a TikTok, and then to still go and that I'm just a little confused. I'm just a little confused.
I'm not, people get their social justice boots on whenever they get their social justice boots on, but want to act like they've been in the trenches, and because they're passionate about something, everybody else has to be passionate about something. When the reality is that when you reach a certain level, of socioeconomic status in this economy, you lose touch with the people who are still at the bottom of the totem pole. So my issue again is that when people that have a little bit, got access, got a little something, come down and try to tell everyday regular people that are struggling to make ends meet on a day to day what they should be doing for the betterment of society and for the betterment of the world, I have to tell them to shut the fuck up talking to me, because what bothers you and what you can do is not what us can do, what we the people can do. So that's where my issue was, is that don't come on here telling people y'all need to do this and we need to stand up for this and free this and protest, get on the streets for this. Well, baby, you're not paying for none of us to go see a therapist. You're not paying for none of us to meet no work. As a matter of fact, we're the ones that are putting money into allowing you to have the platform you have. So when you come on here trying to act self-righteous, I just asked a little question. So if you can't check the races around you, don't check the black folk that's struggling to make ends meet. So, but again, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Believe
And
them.
that's for all three people in that picture. I'll leave it at that.
When someone.
Bruh, the bad bitches was like, why is he on the ground like that? I'm
I
sorry.
think,
I would be
yeah,
like,
I felt
damn,
bad.
let
I
me.
felt a little bad. I'm like, damn, God.
And that
Damn.
picture made its way. I think that was one of the first times I've seen a W picture really make its way outside of its audience, right? Like for that purpose. Like we've seen a lot of people, like commentators, other athletes, all hitting it like, what the fuck? And so, and as a lot of people have said, it's still up. Um,
But
what
But
was the conversation?
racism is not enough for people. Like,
Yeah.
and it's a sad reality, but it's not. Like, people will only do so much as to their comfort level. So for us, it's like, oh my God, how could you? They
Mm-hmm.
don't give a flying fuck.
and then the faces they were making and nobody was smiling didn't help. It just was not a good look.
Child, it looked like them pictures back during slavery when the one slave was in the corner because they wasn't supposed to be photographed holding the damn tray of food, and the master and the rest of the family at the table smiling and kiki and ha ha ha. That's what the fuck that shit look like.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I don't.
Then you touching heads like they some damn pets. I mean, it's too much.
And I
It's too
think
much.
like, but what's odd is the Phoenix have been posting Sophie like that is the only player on the team for like a week. They have been posting Sophie content nonstop, and I know they're aware of what goes on Twitter and the perceptions about her because the post that they made, like kind of back, I guess back at you, or and somebody said they tweeted,
Mm-hmm.
about she said they said something about her being a Trumpy, and then she had on a red hat, and they said something like, "Oh, don't worry, it's a something hat." So they know these conversations. So I'm like, why are y'all? Are y'all? I don't. I just.
I mean, they fed into the little fake beef in
Yeah,
June,
that's what I'm
in
saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
May.
I don't get. I'm not. I don't. What are they? What are they trying to do? Like, is that what you want to be known for? Like, I just don't get it. I'm so confused, y'all. I'm confused, and then I'm just so confused. Like I'm so confused. What are they like? What are they? What is the social strategy right now? Are they just looking for engagement? Are they just looking for ways to be relevant? I just don't understand.
In this political climate, child.
I don't get it. I'm just confused. Like I'm confused. Like what are y'all doing?
Well, let's the players say something. Good luck to everybody involved.
And when they say something, I'm gonna shut the fuck up because they done told what Quentin always say. We get on this app fighting for the players, and they tell us shut the fuck up all the time. We don't know what we talking about. If it ain't Asia, Ryan, Leash, and a few others, I'm shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't get it. But whatever.
At this
Her,
moment, we're going.
y'all,
Go ahead.
her damn white socks are on Kai ass cheeks. Crazy.
Golly, man, I just don't know.
We're going to open up the floor for any questions. If anyone has questions, please raise your hand before we wrap up tonight. We have a few more minutes left. Let's see any questions, any hands being raised. Anyone want to get anything off their chest before we go ahead and end tonight? Shay said her part earlier. She said y'all can kiss her ass when y'all talking about strength of schedules. Flores, Low, Yana,
Oh
anything?
no, just my team. The rest of them can go to hell. Sorry.
Right.
Well, not to hell. Well, never mind. I already said it. Y'all know how y'all get. Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know, child. I don't have no. I think y'all. I don't know if I'm growing out of basketball because I'm getting old, but the 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 hyper attentiveness to like the players' lives and the
Get a
screenshot,
fucking job.
like the screenshotting all of their pictures and posting them and making up like these scenarios
Grandiose.
and like I'm it's making me not want to watch basketball. I don't know. I just y'all, it's odd. I don't know, child. I'm like, am I getting
Hmm.
older or is this weird? Which one?
It's both.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I can't. It concerns me.
I, 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 I saw a post the other day of somebody making a moment from the NBA and saying, well, Isabel Harrison would never do this. And I just, it bothers me. Y'all, you don't know these people. Like,
And let me say this: the way y'all dog Lexi the other day. First of all, somebody shit
Mm.
private. Don't let them be private. The way y'all tried to dog her because she said that WNBA don't want the WNBA to have
doesn't need a lead
G
G.
League. And another thing, I'm not a Lexi Brown apologist either, but that girl was on track to be like most improved before she got sick.
And an all-star.
And an all-star. Two, that lady has Crohn's disease. So, whatever. Three, y'all was just dogging somebody else because they said something else about her friend that had something else happen, and that was the worst thing in the world. But y'all dogging this lady even though she got health issues too. It just never.
Child, they was on Spaces telling me it didn't matter what the context of what I said was. Yeah. I said, oh my
So it's
God.
just like don't y'all. Lexi was hooping before she got hurt now,
What's good for the goose is good for the gander,
and that lady
child. I
was
just
hooping.
laughed.
That lady was hooping. She was now. Let's keep it a fuck.
But the funny thing is these are regurgitated arguments. We was talking about the WNBA needing a developmental league 3 years ago. But y'all asses just got here. And the only reason why y'all think you need a developmental league is because y'all know deep down inside that y'all faves need to be developed.
Well,
And I'll leave it at that.
Well,
Y'all wouldn't be crying for no developmental league if y'all knew. Never mind. I said what I said. Thank you. Enjoy Miami. Twerk some ass on the streets of Miami.
on a yacht.
okay.
Do
On
Well,
a
they got all
yacht.
they players yet?
Nope.
Wait,
But they got the big dogs. So it is what it is.
what all players?
They Kelsey left and then they still needed what, three more?
I think it
Two more?
was. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think this. I don't know if it was a wild card intentionally.
No, it wasn't. But you remember the girls got on this app and told me I was a hater and they had everything organized and since that day everything has been unorganized, but I'm just the guy.
well, there are no hands that are raised, so that means there are no
With our
questions.
hands lifted up.
Dum,
Sorry, another
And
thing, B. Before you, if we ask for y'all to come up here and talk, come up here and talk. Don't save that shit. Then we got to get on Twitter 2 days from now. You said, well, she said this on Spaces at 3:19 p.m. And I like get your ass up here and say what you got to say. Sick of that. I've had it. Enough.
they go, they gonna screen record that bitch and post it.
Okay,
That
then come up. Exactly. Like come up here and say what you got to say. We not gonna bite.
child.
We could be in a chat all
And
game with them kids. We're
and
not gonna
even
bite
and
you.
even when we do bite, it's just Twitter. Like I didn't bite you in person. It's really not that deep.
because Well, all
And
right,
a
y'all.
heart filled with praise.
Watch. Normante said, "Why you yelling at the?"
Who? No Monse? Mm-mm. Hey, no Monse. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, as always, we appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you. We will hear from you all next week. Well, we will talk to you all next week, where we will have the first iteration of the Golden State Valkyries roster and what that looks like going forward. Just a reminder, they don't have to pick from all of the teams that have protected players. They can make an agreement to pick a player and then trade a player, so there could be some movement there. And then I forgot what else I was going to say. So it's going to be exciting to see. So good luck, everyone. Tune in. I think that comes on at 6 or 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on ESPN Network.
6:30.
So 6:30, yes,
Mm-hmm.
6:30 Eastern Time on ESPN Networks. So
We
as
should watch
always,
as a family.
that could be arranged. We'll talk to our production team. And then we will get that scheduled and our numbers team and make sure that we are good to go for the broadcast. As always, y'all have a great one. Thank you for listening. Thank us for speaking. Peace.
What the hell?